Okay, this is Duke Nukem 3D. I'm going to do a quick run through of a map I made when I was 15 or 16 years old, just to demonstrate how the build engine works and the intricacies involved in doing a 2.5D map and trying to trick the game into sort of doing 3D tricks that aren't true 3D. With that said, let's get started, I think. Now, I've called this map Ed 3 because very originally my name is Ed and it was the third map I made, so let's go. I'll do piece of cake because I just want to demonstrate the map. I don't want to give myself a challenge particularly, and also I suck at video. Oh, I mean, I'm the king of video games. Let's get started.
Yeah, piece of cake. Cool.
So from the off you have a guy here. This is not the way I like it. This is down. If you move the mouse down, it goes, oh well. I like inverted y-axes for my mouse controls. Oh well, I should have thought of that earlier. So for a kickoff, things like this, the letters are placed individually as separate spikes to spell out. Fuck off. To spell out what you want to spell. Of course, environments are destructible. That's automatic. You just place the sprites on top for the wine and things. So, for example, this cola machine. This is just a block that you then texture with separate textures. So the front is one texture, sides are separate textures, as you might expect. With something like this sign here, that's because, well, it's the same as the liquor actually. Not get used to these mouse controls at all.
Come get some.
So I've tried to make this setting a shopping mall, as you might be able to tell by, again, placing the text there.
Come get some.
Now, exit might lead you to think it's this way out, but it's not. This car here, there are no models for cars in the game. So this had to be, as you can tell, it doesn't exactly look great, but it's cobbled together from various shapes that I made in the engine and then textured to sort of make look like a Jeep. I think it sort of works, I mean, but this is what I mean by the 2.5D. You sort of have to fudge things, you have to do what you can. If I can do this, I believe there's something on top of the... I'm not going to try, but there's something on top of the fire engine I placed there that I'm not even going to try and get to. That you could use these barriers to jump on to get on top of. Ooh, wines. Yes, please. So what I'll do is I'll probably cut some footage into the left-hand corner at this point in the video. Hopefully that will appear now, which will show you what the actual map editor looks like. So you can see it's a sort of top-down 2D view. So everything you do in the map editor is essentially 2D. So in here we have an example of a light switch that you can use to turn lights on, surprisingly, but the trick involved is what you have to do is, for this room, create two states. So you have lights on and lights off. So what it means is, for example, the light coming in here just at the door, that is a bit I've selected and highlighted within the map editor and actually increased the brightness upon just that little bit that I've cut out with my mouse there. And when you turn the lights on, it goes to state 2 that you put with a marker within the map, which will say change this room's status to to this, where I've increased the brightness wall by wall, texture by texture, to the same level to give the impression that you've turned the lights on. This is like the worst McDonald's ever. Just pick up your burger straight off the shelf, take it up and buy it. Just, oh no, I don't think I'd want to eat from there. Because, like I said, I was 15 or 16 when I made this map, it means I was a dirty little bollocks. So there are strippers in this map, I'm afraid. It's not something I'd put in these days, but hormones were raging at the time and it seemed like a good idea at the time. Now at this point we have a secret area. This wall... just get rid of that guy. This wall here is a secret area, so if you press open here, that will slide up and you can get that and it will tell you a secret place at the top. So you have to mark off certain areas, give them a marker to say this is a secret area. If the player steps within these bounds, that will be marked as a secret, and at the end of the level it will tally up how many secrets you found. Over 18s only. I wasn't even over 18 when I made this map, but I am now, so I'm a-okay. Oh dear. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Sorry, love. So this is the mind of a filthy 16-year-old. Please excuse it. Hot, hot, hot. Oh dear. Oh no. Okay, we got one of these big bastards now. We need this, I think. Shh, oh no, that's another one, dude. This is for killing your friend, I'm sorry. No? Oh, I thought you could give money.
You wanna dance?
You can take the money. She won't take that off me. Give that to her, to make up for killing your friend, I'm sorry. Health pack, yes. Get that as well. Oh, you sneaky git. I forgot I placed him there. So now we have a security camera, which involves setting up points in the map that again you have to redirect to say when you look through this view screen, it will switch to this view from this angle I've placed it at, and you can switch between the various cameras to see the various bits of the level where I've placed cameras. So it gives it a sort of preview of what's to come in the level. Hello. There's another secret area here, I think, which you can just about tell from the mismatch of textures, which is a sort of hint to the player that there might be some sort of secret there. And we have ourselves an RPG. Nice. I think we'll save that for later. We'll go to this for now. Hello, Booch. How are you? So this is a bookstore. This is the weirdest shopping mall ever. And they have special offers, ammunition, as you will find in most bookstores the world over. More dancing ladies for a perverse 16-year-old mind. So now we have the cinema. Okay, now there's a little sort of secret up here. If you look up there, you can see there's a armor up there. So what you have to do is, and this might take a while, you sort of have to jump. I can do this, I know I can. It is possible, trust me. And I'm not doing a great job at getting up there. It's been a while since I've played this game, you'll have to excuse me. Yeah, got it. Now, for some idiotic reason, I didn't actually mark that area as a secret, which I really should have done, because that takes some noticing and a bit of skill to get up to. Oh well. Now, toilets in here. thought you'd have a nice quiet piss. Think again. Now mirrors in Nukem 3D are a really weird thing. What you're seeing here is indeed a reflection of my sprite, but the reflection of everything you see beyond the room itself is not a reflection. That is quite literally a room that I had to build on the other side of this, doing everything in reverse. You have to place everything. That poster has to be in the same place. That literally is the second room, and everything beyond that, it's all a replication of what's on this side to fool you into thinking that's a mirror. And obviously the same again there. So you have to think these things through. Someone in chat is saying, oh, it's a reflection. No, I think you're missing what I'm saying there. It's not a reflection. That's a separate room I'm looking at right now to this. I obviously, when I edit this video, I'll try to put the actual thing in the top left here, so you can actually see the level editor to see what I'm talking about. Oh, go to the toilet, says someone in chat. Okay. Oh, you have to use a urinal, I guess. Obviously, I didn't put urinals in the women's because that's foresight. That's
much better.
Oh. And look at that realistic projection screen. Like, if you shot a projection screen, that's exactly what happened, like a ginormous television. At least I remember to put the actual projector up there. That's something, at least. Okay, next area. Now this is under construction, danger explosives. That's a bit of foreshadowing for what you'll encounter in here. Grand opening next week. They better get their arses in gear. So we got an elevator here. Now, because there's no real 3D, what an elevator actually does is it teleports you from one location to another, because you can't have true levels upon levels. You can't have something above this room, for example. That's the limitation of a 2.5D engine. So if I hit this, it's actually going to teleport me to a separate location, which is somewhere entirely different on the map. Now these steps you have to build one by one. It's a laborious thing. You have to mark off segments and then raise them, just each one just above the other one. I hear an oh, yeah, thought I heard another one. There you go. Okay, so more mirrors here. More laborious recreation of the exact room that I'm stood in presently. And a nice little dance floor as well. Let's do a little jig. That's enough of that. Now, because you noticed earlier, this is under construction, so as we walk in here, I guess it's danger explosives, not too safe. Oh, look, there's the key card, and there's the camera we were using earlier. So, oh, lovely key card, walk here, and the ground falls beneath. Again, like the light switches, this requires two states for the room to be made in. One for before construction, before the earthquake. It's known as earthquake effect, this. And second for when the earthquake has happened. Now the key card has fallen down here and we can collect it. So we have a yellow key card now. teleport or use the elevator again to get back to where we were. And tourist info. Thanks for the info, non-existent person who gave me some shotgun shells. Very nice. Ooh. Sucking at climbing stairs there, as is my wont as a drunk person. More perversion of a 16-year-old mind. Let's just ignore that and move on. So I've tried to make this a bit like a hotel. I've put little individual numbers here for room 1. I should have, if I was doing this level these days, I would have had a room 237 to reference The Shining, but at 16 it didn't occur to me to do that. There's OJ getting away in his car there. Fuck you, OJ, you murdering bastard. More toilets. I always like the toilets in Nukem 3D.
Much better.
I like functioning toilets in games. That's weird, but I do like that. Oh, a tampon machine that's sat on the floor for some reason. That's actually sat on the floor for a very good reason, because in the build engine you can't actually have something that's neither on the floor or upon the ceiling. It has to be one or the other because of the way the engine works. You couldn't have it literally between the two. It has to either come up from the floor, which you raise with the the page up button, or come down from the ceiling with the page down button. Cannot have it either in between. It's one of the flaws. Now this looks like graphic corruption, which it is, but I believe that's because I'm running this in eDuke 3D or 32, eDuke 32, which is an enhanced thing that allows you to use mouse look. You'll have to take my word for it, it does not look like this if you play it in the original game, which I used this engine to build this level with. So forgive that, but once you pass through that, it's actually okay again. But if you look back, it's there. That shouldn't be there, and it wouldn't be there if you're playing this as originally intended with the original game. I don't know why that happens, but there you go. Ooh, more RPG ammo. Just for later, is that 9 or 8? Oh no, that's... which one is it? It's 5. Okay, that's good to know. So now we can use the yellow key card we got from the construction area to progress. You have to obviously mark these off within the build engine to let the game know this is where you use this coloured card to open this door. Again, I try to, wherever I could, put things like shadows being cast by the pillar, which again requires you to manually put off that section and lower the contrast or brightness to make it look like there's a shadow there. Someone in chat is saying that there's an overly generous amount of health in this level. That is true. One of the things I wasn't particularly good at as a 16-year-old was thinking about how you should place enemies and how you should put health pickups and what have you. So I sort of just went for broke and put whatever. It's again not something I would do these days, but please forgive, this was made when I was 16. I've learned a lot since then. Well, maybe not that much, but I've learned a bit. More hotel rooms. Do you get the feeling maybe I was running out of ideas for things to put into the level at this point?
Come get some.
Now, the sky here, for some reason, I've completely fucked that up, and I don't know why that is. I'm not sure if, again, this is a result of using eDuke 3D. I keep saying eDuke 3D, eDuke 32, or if that was inherent within my original texturing. I can't imagine I would have done that lazy a job in the original map as I made it at the time. I'm going to assume that's a problem with eJuke 32, but it is possible that that was just me being an idiot at the time. The picture shop. Did I mean an art gallery? 16-year-old me was an idiot. Bloody hell. Well, I mean more of an idiot than I am now. Auction. House. Yep, it is certainly that. I really get the feeling I was running out of ideas at this point. McPukes, do you like the 16-year-old's idea of satire? That's created by me. McPukes, I shouldn't actually try to lay claim to that. Oh, that was created by me. No, that's on the developers, not me.
Come get some.
Oh, more hot, late, hot, feeling hot as a 16-year-old. Oh dear. Oh, 16-year-old me couldn't resist putting a little dirty booth for men to do their foul business within. Yeah, someone in chat just said, not sure this level works as a functioning city. I completely agree. I keep saying this, but it's not something I do these days. You just have to forgive. As a 16-year-old, I just try to shove everything I could into the level with little thought to how it would function as an actual place. This area in particular is guilty of that. It's just one wide open area with no real thought put behind it. Ooh. You snuck up, didn't you? Okay, it gets a bit tricky here. This is the one area where having lots of health helps. Guns. Sounds good. Pipe bombs I don't think I really need. Definitely the balancing is completely off in this level. And it's well observed chat earlier. Absolutely is. I might get back into using build engine again. Boom. Why did I put boom there? I honestly don't remember why 16-year-old me thought that was a good idea. It doesn't make any sense. I might have to take this up again, the build engine, and have another go at it. See if I could do any better. I think I'd be much better now with hindsight and what have you. Now, you notice there's an area up there that, however would we get up there? Could it be a secret place? I think it could be. What lost me health just then? Oh, met this guy, I suppose. Ah, but what's this? A jetpack? So, just get rid of these fools. So, jetpack there. And unfortunately, I don't have page up here. My keyboard does not have a page up, which I think is how you go up and down. No. Oh, if anyone knows how you go up and down on the jetpack in Nukem 3D, please let me know in chat. But you'll just have to take my word for it. There's a secret up there that if you use the jetpack, you can get to. Sorry, I should have looked up the controls before I did this video, really. It's been a long time since I played this game. $1 for a shotgun. That's a bargain. Oh, well done, chat. Alt F4. I'm not falling for that again. Okay, so now we have a swimming pool, which again involves it's a teleportation. So when you go underwater, you're teleported to a different section of the map. And I'd love to demonstrate that, but it's the same controls as the jetpack. Let me try to figure this out. No. I'm so sorry, guys. I really cannot remember what the controls are to go down or up in water or when using a jetpack. I'm afraid I can't demonstrate that. You just have to take my word for it that you can go under that water and be teleported to a different area of the map, and there's some sharks in the swimming pool to give the player a surprise that you're sadly not going to get to see. Oh, we're just in the women's locker rooms there. Oh dear. Okay, I think that's basically it. So at the end of this, where the vast majority of the enemies came from, is the blue key card on a nice little pedestal. There's another security camera that we were looking out of earlier. And I think my thinking behind this was you were sort of getting a rocket ship. That let's just prove that, yep, you can't unlock that without the key card. The idea you'd get a rocket ship, and I guess if I made a level after this, you'd be on the moon or something. But anyway, that is basically how the build engine works for Nukem 3D. I hope it was educational. Yeah, missed two secrets. One was the jetpack. I'm not sure what the other one was. I really can't remember because I haven't played this, well, for a long time really. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope it was educational. Adieu.